Welcome back to You Can Homeschool. I'm Tracy Hagerman, and we are so far into the Christmas season. I'm loving it, loving it. So today we have a special episode, Pat and I, because we were thinking about one of the things that really gets us into the mood and the ambiance of Christmas are Christmas carols and Christmas songs. And I don't know about you, but Christmas really starts in my heart. We go on Christmas Eve to a mass, and that mass and the songs are what to me sort of starts it all. And then we come back and, celebrate with our families and stuff. So we wanted to address some of our favorite Christmas songs, and I'm sure you're going to know most of them, but we wanted to talk about our favorite versions. So I think you also want to listen right till the end because we have a little surprise for you at the end. But I'm not going to talk about that now.
We put together a little Christmas present for y'all.
Yeah.
That you wanted to get for you.
So we're kind of just going to go back and forth, and maybe Pat will start with her
Sure.
one of her favorites.
Yeah, start preparing for Christmas. We celebrate, our family celebrates Advent, and we used to do some fun things with our kids when they were little. But now that no one is little anymore, I still do it. We have the candles on the table and light a different one or light another one every week and everything. So one of the songs that we used to do in this Advent ceremony, I guess, that we did with the kids was O Come Emmanuel. And that's a different kind of Christmas carol because there's probably only about a dozen of them that are written in minor keys, which if you're a musician and you know music, is usually associated with like sorrow or mourning. But this definitely is not, but it is in anticipation. So O Come Emmanuel, and the version that I love is the Piano Guys. I don't know if you've ever heard them. This particular one is with cello and piano, and it's just gorgeous. And they must have recorded it somewhere in Israel or something. It's very like in among ruins. It's beautiful. It's just a beautiful video to watch, and I just love that. O Come Emmanuel.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. One of my favorites as a kid was just Jingle Bells, simple Jingle Bells, right? But one of the things I love when I hear that song is I love if you search on YouTube and you look for children's choir for Jingle Bells. And there are so many priceless ones. And I don't know what it is when you put a number of kids' voices together. That's what I think angels will sound like. I don't know. That's how I imagine it. So any of the ones with the Christmas choir, there was even one I was looking at. And it was the cutest thing. The director was had the kids lined up in three lines, and when they got to jingle bells, jingle all the way, she has them stepping side to side in unison. And I mean, there's probably 45 kids.
Oh my gosh.
And okay, these kids, I'd say were between 9 and 12, maybe, so they weren't really tiny. But the fact that she was able to get them to do this while they were singing, anyways,
Yes,
it
that's
was beautiful
amazing.
to watch. And again, yeah, there's so many versions and there's a lot of awesome singers, but I especially like Jingle Bells sung with a children's choir. To me, that's just the best.
And entertaining as well.
Yeah. I think you said you had a version that you liked. Was it?
Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you for reminding me. Barbara Streisand's Jingle Bells. If you've never heard this, it's incredible because of course she's just got a phenomenal voice, and she does it in speed time. It's just amazing. But anyway, look it up. Barbara Streisand's version of Jingle Bells. She had a Christmas album actually that she did, which was really sweet. But this is her version of Jingle Bells. Wow.
If I start listening to Barbara Streisand, I will listen to all of her stuff. I won't ever get to anyone else because I just love, love, love her voice.
She's amazing. Yeah, she's amazing. All right. Let's see. So my next one on that, I love that song, Mary Did You Know? And one of the reasons I love it is when our two of our sons were born in December, in early December, and the church we were going to at the time, would do the nativity scene and stuff. And so actually for 3 years, we were the Holy Family because we had babies around that age. So it was, I just have memories of the kids being involved with Sunday school and all the Christmas things that we did at the church that we were in during that time. And that song kind of brings me all back to that. And the version I love, well, there's two versions because I really like Clay Aiken's version, but Pentatonix, oh my gosh. But see, Pentatonix with me is also like you were saying with Barbara Streisand, Tracy, I could listen to them like all day.
Right, right. Well, I think like Mary Did You Know has been around a long time, but
Hmm.
until Clay Aiken, and for
Yeah.
those of you who aren't familiar with Clay Aiken, he was on what's it called, American Idol.
Hmm.
Yes, a number of years back. But when he sang that song just rose in popularity because of the way he does it.
Hmm.
Just absolutely beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. So,
Yeah.
yeah, great version. Now, another one that I really love is Little Drummer Boy.
Oh.
And that Carrie Underwood is one of my favorite singers.
Hmm.
And she came out with a version last year that has her young son singing the parumpa pum pum part on it on her album. And I just love it. I guess I'm partial to kids' voices, but I mean, Carrie Underwood has a God given talent.
Yeah.
And to hear her with her young son, it's just so
Mm.
beautiful, so beautiful. And I listen to it and then I replay it and then replay it.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, that kind of brings me to my next one because Do You Hear What I Hear is actually one of my favorites. Now, there's two versions that I really like. One of them is Carrie Underwood. The other one is Whitney Houston. And Whitney Houston, she's got such a incredible voice range and depth, and her version of "Do You Hear What I Hear" is just gives me goosebumps. So that was my next one.
Nice, nice. Okay. Now, another one that I love, but it's the uh, instrumental version of Oh Holy Night. If you look up the National Philharmonic Orchestra version, just without the lyrics, most of us know the lyrics, so we'll put it on. But I've noticed that when I listen to music, I'm more tuned into the instruments often than the lyrics. I don't know why. I have trouble remembering lyrics,
Mhm.
but the sound, the music, the instruments. So that version, Oh Holy Night, the National Philharmonic Orchestra version is fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. So, you could be, baking cookies and talking with your kids or whatever, and you've got that going in the background. Oh, just beautiful. Beautiful.
Mhm. Wonderful, wonderful. All right, now, actually, I want to do my next two. They're kind of blasts from the past, but Bing Crosby's version of White Christmas, first of all, always reminds me of my dad because he would go around the house. He somehow thought he was channeling Bing Crosby, and he used to like to sing him. So, but not only that, when I was looking it up, I realized that particular version holds the Guinness World Book record for best-selling single ever. This single.
Really?
Yep, of Bing Crosby's White Christmas, which I thought was really interesting because that was back in, I want to say the 40s.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that was something interesting. And then the other Bing Crosby that I liked was actually a duet with David Bowie, and this was a little bit a while ago too. It was Little Drummer Boy and Peace on Earth that they did together, and very simple. They were just kind of, I think it was pulled from a show because I found it on YouTube, and I remember the song, but their voices really meld well together, and it was a sweet, sweet little Christmas song. So those
Okay.
are my two Bing Crosby
Oh,
things.
I love the nostalgia that's going on.
Hmm.
Just love that. Christmas is so nostalgic.
Absolutely.
Do you get snow at Christmas where you are?
Occasionally, but
Okay.
usually not. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
big deal when we do. It's a big deal.
Okay.
And the most we'll get is you can do like a miniature tabletop Santa Claus on a picnic table.
So, believe it or not, sometimes we don't have snow at Christmas. We tend to
Wow.
get often we do, but we have had a few green Christmases.
Hmm.
But the sort of the perfect ones are when it's just, 5 degrees below and the snow is just twinkling down and you're walking into, you know, Christmas Eve, you're walking into Mass and the snow just, and it's just, and then I have this vision of my youngest daughter with her head up and her tongue sticking out as she's letting the snowflakes drop on her. But that is just always so magical if that,
Yeah.
happens
That's
at
what I
that time.
grew up with, that because I grew up in New York and we often had snow at Christmas. And so you were talking about how nostalgic Christmas is, and that's the stuff I think about too when I think of Christmas. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, sometimes we can have snow like October 30th.
Wow.
Doesn't usually stay, but it has. It has. It's very,
Amazing.
we live in a crazy place here in Ottawa, Canada, where it's so variable and very
Mhm.
unpredictable and a lot of highs and lows, like huge changes. So
Wow.
you never know what you're going to get. So you just got to love all weather or
Yeah.
you'll be miserable. Now, and there are three more I want to talk about, but they're all by the same group. And I learned about this group of, there's usually four women, and they're called Celtic Women. And if you've never seen or heard them, you've really got to check them out on YouTube. A friend of mine drove 2 hours to see a show of theirs, and I'd never heard of them before. But
Wow.
basically, they dress in these absolutely spectacular dresses.
Mhm.
The scene that they'll set up for the stage is beautiful, and people in the audience will tend to dress up for the event. And basically, their voices are incredible. And one of the women in particular will also play the violin through the song. You've got to check them out. It is a sort of complete all sensory experience.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if they smell good. Hopefully they do, but but you see if you see them, and then the power of their voices,
Mhm.
and like I said, the just the whole atmosphere is really special. So my three probably favorites of them are Silent Night, which yes, we've all heard Silent Night, but you've got
Right.
to hear their version. Joy to the World, and O Come All Ye Faithful.
Mhm.
But like sort of like Barbara Streisand and Carrie Underwood, once you get into that, be prepared. You might be there sitting there for a couple hours watching all of their Christmas stuff. But there's just something truly special about that.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to discover them because or explore. It sounds wonderful. I have, I think, just one more that I wanted to share, which is again back to Pentatonix. I just love Pentatonix. My middle son went through a couple of years where he did a lot of what they call beatboxing, which is exactly what Pentatonix does. They're a cappella group, and they do anything that sounds like an instrument. They're doing with their voices. They're doing it. So and Josh used to do that all the time. It was crazy. So, but it kind of got me into it. So, Pentatonic's version of Carol of the Bells is just so it's wonderful. It's just really neat. And I'm always catch myself staring at their mouths when I'm watching a video of them. Like, how do they do that? It's amazing.
How
But
do
one
they
thing,
do? Sorry, go ahead.
well, yeah, how do they do that? Well, but what I was going to say is something Tracy and I discovered about each other a while ago is our Ukrainian heritage. We share a Ukrainian heritage. And the Carol of the Bells was based on a Ukrainian folk chant, which actually I really didn't ever know all my life growing up with Ukrainian, celebrating it in a Ukrainian church with my grandparents and stuff. But I just learned that recently, so that was kind of interesting. But what were you mentioning?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. But what I was going to say is you taught me something new today because I didn't know that. And again, I'm half Ukrainian. My dad is Ukrainian. I always make a joke and say I'm half Ukrainian, half French Canadian, but I speak English. We're all mixed up here in Canada.
Hey, we're down here too, right? The melting pot of the world. Yeah, we're mixed up too.
So I had another one that's not necessarily considered a Christmas song, but to me, it is the ultimate Christmas song, and that's How Great Thou Art. And there was a version done by Carrie Underwood and Vince Gill that will give you goosebumps every 50 times you hear it, each and every 50 times you hear it. Because when I, again, play it, I will just repeat it, and I always get goosebumps. And again, I believe Carrie has a absolutely God-given gift, and when she sings for the Lord, those are just the ultimate songs. And to me, how great thou art. I mean, they're speaking about God, right?
Yeah.
And the birth of Jesus. That's what Christmas is.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Wow. Well, was that your last one? Was
I
that
think so. Yeah.
okay? Well, now I guess it's a good time as any to let you know the little Christmas gift we alluded to earlier. Uh, Tracy and I have put together a YouTube playlist of all the songs that we have mentioned in this episode that you can use for yourself. And I'll tell you how I use it two ways. Sometimes when we're cooking in the kitchen, I'll just have a playlist going on my laptop. But sometimes when the whole family's together, I'll have it up on our television, on our screen. You can either screen share YouTube, or if you have some kind of streaming device, you can usually have YouTube show on your TV if you have a smart TV, and go through the list, just play the list. So you can look, open it up for yourself and save it, and then change it around, delete what you don't like and add what you do like. But that's our little Christmas gift to you, is just a YouTube playlist of our favorite Christmas carols for you to enjoy.
And when I put it on, I'm going to think of all the homeschoolers out there, and I hope that you take some time for your family. That's the most important thing you can do at Christmas, is take some time with your family to celebrate Christ's birth. Um, that's what we want our kids to have, faith as they go through their life, faith. So you can put the bookwork aside. We give you permission, put it aside and spend that precious time with your family. So
That's right.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you and yours. Have a wonderful holiday and all the best in the coming year, which will be upon us soon. And in the meantime, remember, right, Tracy?
You can homeschool. It can be awesome, but it's time to take a break.
Right. Homeschooling is more than just the academics, so take a break.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.